In this video, we are going to make a calculator. So for that, I have already created the UI. So the UI contains two sections. One is where we are going to display the result, another from where we can put the input. And input includes multiple sections, like one is operator, another is number, then we have a special button C, using which you can reset the value to 0. I have already written the basic CSS for that. Now I'll start making this app dynamic. So first thing to notice is, to make this app work, the first thing we need is get hold of this section through which we can update the result. So this is a section element with class of display. So to select this element, I'll create a variable called display, and using query selector, we'll select .display. So now we have selected the display element. So at the same time, I'll just remove this dummy text from here. So if you see a calculator, normally it always starts with 0. So what we'll do, we'll just say let initial value is equal to 0, and we'll set that to be the inner text value of display by saying display.innerText is equal to initial value. Refresh the page here, and now we can see we have our initial value. Moving on to the next section is taking input from the user. So here we can see we have total of 17 buttons. So we need to handle different kind of events on different buttons. Say for example, when you click on numbers, I need to display numbers here. Operators like plus, minus, multiplication and division needs to be shown here. But when it comes to C, you have to reset the value. When it comes to equal to, you have to evaluate the value. So all these 17 buttons performs different tasks. So let's see how we are going to deal with that. First thing we'll do is to select all buttons using query selector. And here we'll pass button tag because every button contains the button tag. Now we'll loop over each button to add an event listener on top of it. So here all buttons dot for each, because query selector all returns node list, and node list has a method called for each. So we can use for each, it will give us an individual button, and here we can add an event listener by saying button.addEventListener. We are listening for the event of type click, and when that happens we have to call a function handle click. So we'll name the function handle button click. Save it here, and we'll create the function here. Let me just make it in two different lines so it will be easier to read. We'll define the function handle button click here. That function will get access to event object, and here we are just going to say console.log event.target. All the content of this HTML button is inside the inner text of it. You can also add it like as a data attribute here. That's totally a choice, but you don't have to. So here I'm saying event.target.innerText. Refresh it here, open the console, and now if we click on any of the button, we can see the value that we need. So here if we categorize all these things, we will find that it is of three different categories. So first one is operators, that includes plus, minus, multiplication, division and equal to. Then we have numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a special called C for clear. So different button will perform different tasks. So let's just say we are handling buttons right now. So whenever you click on a button, you're going to get access to inner text. That is what it is. So I need to display this into our display element. So to display it, so we'll say display.innerText is equal to event.target.innerText. So let's see if it is working or not. Click on 9, 9 is visible. 8, 8 is visible. But what is happening, as soon as we are clicking, we are losing the last value. So instead of saying display.innerText, we'll say display.innerText is equal to display.innerText plus the new value. If the click on different button is helping us or not, so we'll say 7, 8 plus 7, 4 minus 4, 5, multiplication 3, 6 and division. So here we have this calculation that we have to do. So the simplest way of doing this is using a special function in JavaScript known as eval. So what eval does, eval accepts a parameter in that you can pass any kind of operation, something like 1 plus 1. If you press enter, you will get the output of that equation. So here, if we try looking at the same thing that I did here and paste it right here, you will see you'll get the value, that is 152. So this is how eval works. So what we are going to do is, by using this, we are displaying this text here, and as soon as we press enter or equal to, we need to eval the value of display and replace it with a new value. So how we can do that? So handle click is coming up here. So we need to check for one special thing. If you look at the HTML, you will find that equal sign has a class of equal. So why not do it something like event.target.classList.contains that special class that I'm looking for, that is equal. Then you don't have to display it here. Rather than that, you have to calculate the value using eval and then change the display value. So we'll say eval, and here we'll pass the value of display.innerText. So this will give us the value, and we want this to be the new value of display.innerText. And as soon as that happens, you don't have to go forward, you have to just return from here. So we'll say return. So let's see if it is working or not. So here we'll say 7 plus 4. We'll press on equal, and we can see that eval is working properly. So it is working properly. It's just that when we click on C, the C is visible here. Do you want it to be visible in that way? Not at all. So we are going to take care of C in that way, and that we can see the C has a class of clear. So this has a special operation to perform. So we'll say whenever it is clear, all you have to do is to reset the value of this. So we'll say display.innerText should go back to initial value and return from there. So we are saying 7 plus 8 is equal to, it is working properly. When we are clicking on C, it is going back to 0. So now at this point of time, our operators are working properly. C equal to is working properly, and numbers are working properly. One thing that I'm still having problem with is, like, when you have 0 in the start and you click on 7, you see the value 0. It's not necessary, I think. So we can remove this. So let's just have a look how we are going to remove it. So in the starting, you're going to have value 0. As soon as you click on a number, you want it to not be there. So I'm saying if display.innerText is equal to initial value, if that is the case, then what you have to do, you don't have to add on to it. You just have to change it with inner text of the target element. If that is not the case, that is only when you have to do something like this. So I'll say plus. So let's go ahead and try checking if it is working or not. So we have 0 when we refresh the page. Click on 7. We have just 7. Now click on plus. It is working. 8 equal to, it is 15. Click on C. It is going back to 0. How about testing some decimal numbers? So for that, we'll say 1.5 multiplied by 10 is equal to 15. So eval has made our life really easy. But there are some quirks to it that we need to understand, and for that I have already given a link, so you can go and have a look at that to know more about this. I've already given the link, so go through this to understand how it works and make your calculator work. So in this way, we completed our calculator.